Alaska's always been on people's travel lists, but packing for Alaska cruise can be a little bit overwhelming. In today's video, we'll talk about what we're bringing, what we learned from past cruises, and the things we think are worth making a room for in your suitcase. Hello, I'm Marcel from Ports Passport and Beyond, and this is Bailey, our rescue Pomeranian. In today's video, we're going to share with you what we're packing for Alaska. It's a day before our embarkation to Seattle aboard the Princess Star. So we'd like to share with you what we're bringing to Alaska on our cruise and hopefully enjoy it and find it usable. So whether this is your first cruise or just looking for ideas for your next adventure, come along with us as we get ready for our next adventure aboard the Star Princess through Alaska. So one of the things that is a must-have to bring to Alaska is some heated apparel. My husband got me this heated vest. It's called Go to 3i. And what it is, it comes in this bag right here. As you can see, this is a vest, okay? It has a power pack that heats up the vest. So I'll show you how it works. So inside the vest, you have a little pocket here that has a wire that connects to the power bank. Right there. You just put it inside, zip it up, and then wear it. Okay. And the way to control the heat on the vest, there's a little button here that you press right there. So that you can see it lights up already. And I can feel the vest heating up already. So they say when you pack for Alaska, you have to bring layers and layers of clothing. It's also a must to have some jacket, and for this trip, I'm actually bringing a puffer jacket. This is the jacket that I wore when I did my Grand Canyon hike. That's actually very packable, easy to pack, and very compact. So it's right, comes in this little bag that's built into the jacket. And there it is. Very stylish. Also has some layers. This is waterproof. So now we're moving on to the small items that I'm bringing to Alaska that can make a big difference. One of the things that I plan on bringing is sunglasses. So the glaciers can be very intense. So this is a must-have. Don't forget your sunglasses. Okay. And then, of course, the binoculars for whale watching, bears, or, looking at the glacier from the cruise ship. This is very essential. Oh, I think this goes this way. Okay. So binoculars, umbrella, it's a must-have. Weather in Alaska can change minute by minute. One moment you'll be basking in the sun, then the next port would be rain and chilly. So, but if it's windy, it's probably better off not bringing a flimsy umbrella, because otherwise they'll just get blown away. Next one would be, of course, a very thick, warm socks. So I'll bring a couple of these so when I go on my excursion, so I don't get cold. One other things that will keep me warm is, of course, a beanie. Keep your head warm, and scarf as well. So This will make your life comfortable and not too cold when you're out there in Alaska, you know. This is also essential, is to bring some lip balm. It can get so dry in Alaska that your lips starts chapping, so you don't want that. One essential things that you need to bring, especially if you're taking tons of pictures, which I assure you will be doing that, is having spare power banks or portable chargers for your phone, your iPad, your laptop, or whatever. And I think this is also essential, is to bring a waterproof bag. This is a bag that I got from my recent trip from Japan. It's kind of cool. So essentially this bag here that is waterproof, very cute, and you can put your shopping stuff, your gloves, your umbrella, scarf, power banks, everything else in this really portable bag. So very cool. Next, we're going to talk about what shoes to wear. So for this Alaskan cruise vacation, I'm gonna bring 5 footwears. Typically I don't bring that much, but since Alaska is really different from any other cruise or type of vacation we've had, this time I'm bringing a little bit more footwear than I normally do. So for the cruise ship, I'll just wear a couple of sandals, or bring a couple of sandals. That's very comfortable, flats, no high heels. And then for workout, I'm just gonna bring a lightweight gym shoes. And then just for walking around the cruise ship or even in the ports, I'm also gonna bring a very comfortable walking sneakers. Now for the more adventurous excursions, like hiking or going to the glacier, or whether it's raining and having a lot of mud on the ground, I am bringing a waterproof, sort of like a hiking boots with cleats in them, just in case it gets really muddy there, so you don't go slipping and sliding. So again,
so for this trip to Alaska, me, the husband, Christopher, gets to do his part by packing very compactly. This is an unusual trip. Normally for a cruise, we're pretty good at this. I think we're approaching our 20 or 21st cruise over the past few years, so we're getting pretty good at packing. And normally for a week to 10-day trip, I can actually fit everything in one of these small carry-on pieces of luggage. And I'll show you how we do that. In this case, it's unusual because we're going to Alaska, so not only do we have to pack for a cruise that can be a little bit warm, but we also have to pack for the inclement weather and hiking, etc. in Alaska, which means maybe 1.5 to 2 times the amount of clothes. So this time we're not only bringing a small carry-on piece each, but we bring a piece of mid-sized luggage, of which of course my wife gets to put all her clothes in, and I still have to stuff everything in here. And here's how I do it. I love these. These are the vacuum bags. I live and die by these for cruises. So, and the way I do these is I put all socks and underwear in one, some casual shirts in it, and then pants and more formal shirts and formal wear in here. And they look pretty bulky. They're about 2 to 3 times the thickness of this. But through the magic of a USB vacuum, and I have 2 different ones of these. I have a small one that I take with me and a large one that I use right before the cruise. And we're not going to film the whole thing here, but this is just a matter of, let me close this so that no air gets out. There we go. And you just put it on there and you press the button. this, which I'll put aside because this I use at home. And this is the little one that I bring with me for the return trip, because you're going to want to do this because inevitably when you return from the trip, you're going to be buying things and actually having to pack more than what you started with. But you see how small these are? And now I can fit most of this together here. I hadn't planned on fitting everything here. This one goes in our joint. And there you go. Over here, shoes, toiletries, which is all that really fits here. And of course, we employ the trick of stuffing stuff in your shoes so that you can save space. But I love this because when we get to the cruise, I don't really have to unpack. Boom, goes on the shelf, I open it up, everything opens up. And just so you know, it looks like it's all crinkled and everything, but frankly, your clothes come and survive the trip less wrinkled. You open them up because they don't get jostled around, and you open them up and they come out just as fresh as when they were vacuum packed. Okay. Here are my favorite little extras that I bring along. First of all, if you're going on a princess cruise, always get some sort of medallion holder. For me, there's all different types, you know, with a chain or etc. This one goes on a keychain and goes around my belt, and it never leaves me, and it's just so convenient. I don't have to worry where it is. Number two, if you're a fan of the casinos, which we are, and the slots, you'll note that on Princess Cruise, there's smoking allowed. And I don't like smoking, and I'm the one guy that two things happen to. One is the heaviest smoker on the ship will sit next to me all the time, number one. And number two, all of his smoke will come to me. I'm like that magnet. And so I have a whole series of different fans that I bring. This one you can slip in your pocket and then put it right down there on the slot machine, and it's USB powered, and it just slides in, takes almost no room. Second thing I like to bring is this flat little device. What is it? It's a wireless charger. So I just put my phone on that by my bedside and charge it. I don't have to plug it in or anything like that. And it's just really, really convenient because you're constantly in and out of your room, sometimes with the phone, sometimes not. And this is my other little trick. Depending on where you're staying whether it's a balcony cabin or a suite, but there's never enough hangers, particularly if you're married to my wife. And so these are fold-out hangers, and you get to bring a good half dozen of them with almost no room. And they just basically fit there. You can hide them, slide them in your shoes, and then fold them up when you come home. I love these. I always bring at least 4 or 5 of them. Second trick, and this helps me pack even lighter. On Princess Cruises, they have laundromats. Love them. The greatest invention on a cruise ship. And to save some money and time, I always bring a couple of detergent pods and a couple of dryer sheets. The dryer sheets serve a dual purpose, by the way. Of course, you put them in the dryer, but you can also put them amongst your clothes in case you're bringing home laundry that hasn't been, or rather your unwashed laundry, because it keeps it fresh, at least for the trip. And they go right in there and take almost no room. If you're fond of taking vitamins and some other pills every day, always get yourself one of these. Not just to carry the pills, but they come out individually by day, so you can just put one by your bedside so that you can take them in the morning or the evening whenever you need to. More fans, because I haven't decided which one I'm taking yet. But I'll tell you, Amazon is your friend because these fans are just amazing. Third, from 20 years of experience of traveling, bring extra batteries, all right? Because no matter where you're going, especially if you run out of these little flat ones that go I'll show you what they go into in a minute, into your selfie stick, or into something even very important, which is an iTag, which is like an air tag that keeps track of your luggage and your backpack. You don't want to run out of these because, boy, you'll be stuck, but they're also expensive, especially if you're overseas, you need to buy one. And last but not least, a nifty multi port charger that takes both USB-Cs and USB-A, because there's not a lot of plugs on the Princess cruise or any cruise ship, and you want to plug this in so that you all can have all your wires coming out of it rather than jostle for the plug. And we're ready to go, almost, but everything fits, which every time we go on a trip, that's the accomplishment. Everything fits. But the real accomplishment is on the way back, making sure that everything fits. And that will be another episode of this. So don't forget to like and to subscribe, because we're going to be doing this for every trip in the next 20 to 30 trips. And we're going to come up with some really cool stuff to make the trip more fun and more efficient. And we'll see you next time. This is Christopher and my wife Marcelle for
And that's everything we're packing for our Alaska cruise. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in Alaska.